On this edition of Good Day DePaul, the debate over race and police shootings continues, this time with a protest in Chicago.
A look at why some students are taking extended breaks from college. Does it help or hurt them?
And a club sport on campus that's promoting self-defense. I'm Sarah Green.
And I'm Alexis Moberger, and this is Good Day DePaul.
For the past few months, it's been one of our nation's most controversial questions. Are police using excessive force against minorities? The question comes in the wake of the shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Recently, people nationwide gathered to protest these and other incidents. Good Day DePaul's Sade Carpenter was at the Chicago demonstration near DePaul's Loop campus.
The Chicago Police Department is starting to check bags for explosives at some CTA stations. Police say riders entering the stations will be randomly selected to have their bags swabbed with a stick that detects explosives. Although you can say no to having your bag checked, you won't be allowed to enter.
It happens more than you think at colleges like DePaul. Students drop out for a period of time and then come back to complete their studies. But how does this impact these students? I recently talked to some students and faculty members to get some answers.
Coming up, Laura Balbett has the latest on Blue Demon sports.
Plus, DePaul students again fight for MAP grants.
The flu.
Laura Balbett is here now with an update on Blue Demon sports. So Laura, the basketball season is off and running?
Yeah, DePaul's really excited it's finally starting. The DePaul basketball season, like Coach Blazer said, everyone at DePaul here is really proud of him.
Wow, that's a great accomplishment. Thanks, Laura. We've all seen them before, public safety alerts issued by DePaul, some involving assaults. But what can we do to protect ourselves against these assaults? Good Day DePaul's Jacqueline Driscoll spent some time with the new club sport on campus that's taking matters into their own hands.
So far this year.
MAP grants. They're crucial to many DePaul students. This year, students only have 1 month to apply before the funds run out. Good Day DePaul's Winnie Dorge tells us why these grants are important and that the money for them could be shrinking.
Over 5,000.
When we come back, how one hot dog place is a staple for DePaul students in Lincoln Park.
Plus, how DePaulians are spending their Saturdays without a football team.
Action.
Chicago is known for its variety of restaurants, but they don't always have to be fancy or expensive to have great food. Good Day DePaul's Chloe Atkins visited one of those restaurants near DePaul and explains why it's so popular.
Double dogs.
Chicago Archbishop Blaise Supich is following in Pope Francis's footsteps and choosing a more modest lifestyle. He recently announced he won't reside at the Gold Coast mansion that's housed Chicago archbishops since 1885. Instead, he'll live at the Holy Name Cathedral.
At colleges across the country, Saturday afternoons mean one thing, football. But with no football team here at DePaul, students have to make their own fun. Corbin Knipp explores what some of us are up to on Saturdays without a home team to root for.
While DePaul may be known.
That's all for this edition of Good Day DePaul. Be sure to visit our website, gooddaydepal.net, or find us on our Vimeo channel, Good Day DePaul.
You can also stay updated by following our Twitter handle at Good Day DePaul and like us on Facebook. Thanks for joining us. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Alexis Moberger.
And I'm Sarah Green. Have a good day, DePaul. On this edition of Good Day DePaul, the Chicago Marathon, DePaul is there in a big way.
Whole Foods, when will it be coming to the Lincoln Park campus?
And a groundbreaking new initiative at the University of Chicago. I'm Chloe Atkins.
And I'm Winnie Dorch, and this is Good Day DePaul.
Coming up in sports, Laura Balbett with the latest on DePaul women's soccer team's tournament run.
Plus, DePaul honors its veterans in a special way, and it's not what you'd expect. Those stories next on Good Day DePaul.
The flu.
Jacqueline Driscoll is here now with Blue Demon Sports. So, Jacqueline, what a great start to the season for the women's soccer team.
Absolutely. They are definitely exceeding many expectations.
It's been 26 miles. I'm tired just thinking about it.
I know, I can imagine. Thanks, Courtney. Midterm elections are only a couple weeks away, and some politicians are coming to DePaul to campaign. This includes Hillary Clinton, who made an unannounced appearance at DePaul Center with Governor Pat Quinn to support Quinn's re-election.
Some DePaul commuters from the south side should be careful when riding the Red Line. Chicago police issued an alert after 4 robberies at or near the 35th Street station during the last 2 months. Each time, men approached riders and demanded money, sometimes using physical force.
Meanwhile, a different threat to public transportation. The Iraqi prime minister says the terrorist group ISIS is planning an attack on subway systems in the U.S. However, officials in Washington and Chicago say there's no credible evidence of an imminent attack.
A few weeks ago, we brought you the story of Steven Saleta, the University of Illinois professor who was fired because of controversial tweets about Israel. Recently, Saleta came to DePaul and many other universities in the Chicago area. On his speaking tour, he talked about academic censorship and U.S. policy in the Middle East.
When the Dominick's on campus closed last year, grocery shopping suddenly became harder for many DePaul students. But that'll all change soon, with a Whole Foods scheduled to open in the vacant space. I recently talked to Whole Foods officials and found out what students can expect.
Across the country, people are demanding change. From members of Congress to retail workers, the call to raise the minimum wage is growing.
That every 2 weeks is definitely not enough for me to actually, survive.
The minimum wage was set in 1938 at 25 cents an hour. It was created to help the surplus of workers competing for the same jobs during the Great Depression.
But in many circumstances, especially at the lower end of the salary line, if you don't hire me, you have 100 other people you could hire. So I can't really negotiate a higher wage.
Currently, the minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 3.3 million workers make wages at or below the federal minimum wage. That's about 4% of the workforce. Washington has the highest wage at $9.32, while Wyoming and Georgia have the lowest at $5.15. Illinois is tied for the fifth highest wage in the country at $8.25. But for some, that's still not enough.
I am committed, as governor of our state, to work with you and to work with good people all across Illinois on raising the minimum wage.
However, others are convinced raising the minimum wage will harm the economy.
I think we've got to be competitive here in Illinois. It's critical we're competitive. We're hurting our economy by having a minimum wage above the national.
The fight over raising the minimum wage isn't only confined to politicians. Across the country, major corporations are deciding to raise their wages. And when they don't, some workers take matters into their own hands, like the ones here at McDonald's. In February, Gap Inc. announced it will raise its minimum wage for employees to $10 an hour, a move they hope will bring about many changes.
People are what's important. It's about your people. It's about your celebrities. And when they are, have a good morale, are comfortable with their living, with their wage, what they're earning, they're going to be more productive employees.
Employees like Jerusha Young feel the raise validates their hard work.
I think that the wage increase is just giving me more of what I deserve for the work that I do anyway.
The president even showed his support by shopping at a Gap store in Times Square. However, most companies still abide by the federal minimum wage, and some employees are demanding change. In May, fast food workers across the country went on strike for one day. Their goal? To raise their minimum wage to $15 an hour. With Congress, companies, and workers at a standstill, the future of the minimum wage is still unclear.
Strike, 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 strike!
But there is one certainty. The fight to raise it won't die down anytime soon. Reporting for Good Day DePaul, I'm Daniel Kummerer. Behind the fence on the corner of Belden and Bissell in Lincoln Park is one of DePaul's best-kept secrets. It's the DePaul Urban Garden, and for some students, it's their sanctuary.
It's really just a passion of mine, and it's an outlet and a safe space and a sanctuary, so I love it.
The garden was created in 2011 to bring fresh, locally grown produce to DePaul and the surrounding community, and anyone can get involved.
We keep the space open to not only students, but the surrounding community, residents, whoever really passes by and wants to be involved.
The garden is run by the DePaul Urban Farming Organization. They maintain it year-round and have volunteer hours every Tuesday and Thursday.
And we're also providing skills for people to kind of become closer to their food and understand and kind of create a little bit more environmental literacy in that respect.
On Thursdays, students harvest the produce. Many volunteers can't wait to try what they're producing, and they even let me try some.
These are dragon snaps.
Okay. Cheers.
So like little fuzzies?
They're good.
Right?
Yeah.
They're really good.
Urban gardening and locally grown produce have become more popular in recent years. Farmers markets operate throughout the city, including downtown at Daly Plaza. Many feel they not only produce healthy food, but also cut down on greenhouse gas emissions because the food is grown and sold locally and not transported to faraway areas by polluting trucks. It's an issue First Lady Michelle Obama is especially fond of. She promotes it through various media, sometimes seriously, and other times through humor.
Turn up for what?
The DePaul Urban Garden brings fresh, locally grown produce to the community in 2 ways. They donate half their harvest to the St. Vincent de Paul Parish. The other half they sell at the Ray Meyer Fitness Center.
People look forward to us seeing us on Thursdays. Sometimes people even tell us that they base their meals around what we're offering at the farm stand. That's pretty awesome.
The stand is open on Thursdays from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And with winter coming soon, you'll only get a few more chances to buy local before next spring. Reporting for Good Day DePaul, I'm Daniel Kummerer.